A spiritual truth to which our culture and society have so successfully numbed us is that the contemplative life is not a luxury or quaint pastime, but a matter of grave spiritual, social, and now even planetary urgency. Contemplatives know this intuitively. The prayer of silence that confronts the tyranny of the false self and opens us to the transforming power of the Spirit is a moral imperative. And thus, the vocation to pray without ceasing is not an appeal to say prayers without ceasing, but rather to embody prayer in all we do. It is less about saying grace and more about eating gracefully, eating thankfully. It's less about what one experiences in the solitude of meditation than it is about how solitary prayer expands into one's entire life, one's whole existence, much like the ripple effect of dropping a stone into a pond. Our actions radiate outward from the ground of our being. And this is the action that arises not from thoughts and judgments of our mind, but from the silence of compassion that we embody. In the end, we do not go forth from our solitude to serve the world, but serve the world by including those around us in its circumference. This intersection between prayerful solitude and compassionate engagement in the world is something we might call contemplative discipleship. The 10th century monk and poet, Saint Simeon the New Theologian, understood that the interior life of the Christian is less about being good as it is about becoming God. For some Christians, his words sounded as scandalous then as they do now. Yet he speaks not merely for himself, but for the very heart of Christian faith. We awaken in Christ's body as Christ awakens in our bodies. And my poor hand is Christ. He enters my foot and is infinitely me. I move my hand, and wonderfully my hand becomes Christ, becomes all of him, for God is indivisibly whole and seamless in his Godhood. I move my foot, and at once he appears like a flash of lightning. Do my words seem blasphemous? Then open your heart to him and let yourself receive the one who is opening to you so deeply. For if we genuinely love him, we wake up inside Christ's body, where all our body, all over every most hidden part of it, is realized in joy as him. And he makes us utterly real. And everything that is hurt, everything that seemed to us dark, harsh, shameful, maimed, ugly, irreparably damaged, is in him transformed and recognized as whole, as lovely, and radiant in his light. He awakens as the beloved in every last part of our body. His words give poetic expression to the doctrine of the ancient church known as deification or theosis, perhaps most tersely summarized by the 4th century bishop Athanasius of Alexandria, who put it this way: God became human that humans might be made divine. Though forgotten and misunderstood by so much of the modern church, this ancient doctrine, grounded in the very scriptures themselves, indeed in the very incarnation, points to the vocation of the contemplative. The universal call to prayer is the call for each of us to awaken to the deepest truth of our identity, that by the incarnation we have all been made divine, the very continuation of the incarnation in the world, living members of Christ's body. In our time together at the Canterbury Retreat Centre in April of 2024, I look forward to exploring with you what it means to contemplate Christ, not only in all people, but in all things, not only in all times, but in all places. And so in our conversations, our group discussions, and a host of activities that we'll be exploring together, the fundamental question we'll be looking at is simple. The Incarnation has made mystics of us all. What if we read the gospel as if that were true?